Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into this right away. So they finally crumbled after immense pressure and losing revenues. That is a very good thing. Now I can go back to playing the game like as much as I used to. Well, I was still playing it a little bit, but not as much as I used to before the 40 meters to 80 meters to whatever. Pokemon Go's pandemic era distance changes are here to stay, which is nice. Yeah, I was actually going to cover this yesterday, but yeah, I don't know. I think I ended up going to the pool and swimming instead, which is nice. It's always good to stay active. Niantic announced Wednesday that it's going back on it. Can't put two sentences together. What's going on? It's going back on at least one of its controversial gameplay changes to Pokemon Go. The company is permanently increasing the distance you can be from real-world locations of Pokestop gyms and still interact with them. The new baseline limit is 80 meters, 262 feet, the distance Niantic introduced at the start of the pandemic. At the start of August, Niantic reverted the game interaction distance back to 40 meters, which sucked, by the way. It made the game so shitty. Like, I didn't know how the 80 meters was so effective until they took it away. Like, I literally, like, you would have to get super close to certain stops in order to interact with them, which sucks. I know we were fine before, but it's like we were good with the 40 until they showed us what we can have with the 80, and then we're like, holy shit, this is so much better. It made the game so much more fun, and you can get to way more Pokemon, especially if you have like one of those three stops that are close to each other. And with 40 meters you wouldn't be able to get all three, but with 80 you can get all three because it's twice the distance. So it made things so much better, so much better. And I know a lot of people were upset when they took it away, and I was one of those people. Like, I boycotted. I didn't play the game as much, but I still played here and there. So I'm glad that they decided to finally listen and did the right thing. Trainers were looking forward for sharing our plans as a result of Task Force on September 1st, which kind of made no sense at all. Why would you need a task force to go try out whether this 40 meters, 80 meter crap would work? They should have just listened to the fans early on and did the right thing and just put the 80 meters back before everything got so messed up. So even when you do decide to make the right decision, it's kind of a little bit too late, because certain people are so upset that they decided not to play your games anymore or spend money in your game anymore because you didn't listen to when the community was telling you, like, hey, this is a bad move, we didn't want this, we don't want this. This is, especially with the Delta still spreading in the United States, which makes absolutely no sense for them to revert back to the pre-pandemic way to play. But I'm happy that the 80 meters is here to stay, and it's going to stay here forever, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you. What was I? From now on, 80 meters will be the base interaction radius for Pokestops in gyms globally, which is nice. You can also see the details in Niantic change log. It's worth calling out the other changes that are sticking around for now in the US. Incense used to attract wild Pokemon will be less effective unless you're moving, just like it was before the start of the pandemic. The changes to gift frequency from buddy Pokemon are also locked in place. This move from Niantic is a positive sign that the company is willing to adapt to the needs of its players. That may be in part due to internal task force Niantic formed to address player issues and the threat of a boycott. Niantic plans to share findings of this task force by next in-game season change on September 1st. Until then, sticking to a longer interaction distance is a good first step. Yes, it is. It's a very good first step, and I can't. And it's so nice too, because I live in a townhome complex, sort of. Not sort of, but I do. And what it is like where I go to the gym, the complex gym, and there's two Pokestops right next to the to where I live at, and I can usually get those two before before the changes were reverted back to the 40, I could usually get them. So now that it's reverted back to 40, I can work out. I mean, I'm sorry, not revert back to 40. We revert back to 80. Now I can just take my Pokemon Gotcha, whatever, and I can just run on the treadmill and let it catch and spin those Pokemons for me every 5 minutes. So now that's good. That's very, very good. For me, I like that. Anyway, this is the video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I love you guys so much. Thank you and have a lovely day.